A travel...
Yeah, like in Birmingham.
I'm wondering what the shopping stands for, whether it's probably not lit.
What do you think of Sam?
Oh, I'll totally hit that. Apart from the whole investigating Bronwyn for murder thing, of course. But that's a minor flaw. I can work around it.
I hear Sam likes you too.
Really? Well, you know, I'm not surprised. I am a total babe.
To deputy dream interpreter.
I mean, keep going the way you're going and I might be out of a job.
Oh, we need you, Alice.
Well, so what I can tell you is shopping relates to what you're so that in particular is a physical need for life. So what we're also dealing with here is the loss of money. What you
Hi, I'm Lexi. I'm Lexi.
You might always be giving more to other people. Perhaps where you feel that others see you as someone else's significant other.
Dorota had a boyfriend.
Oscar, the guy I met this morning? The one I told you about. Yes.
What did he want?
Answers. Reassurance. Forgiveness.
Do you think he killed her?
Not considering what he asked me to do.
Some wonderful advice, Alice, and I think it's a lot of food for thought for this list.
I feel sad for Oscar.
Bronwyn said to stay away from him and the family. We're drawing too much attention to ourselves. We won't be able to finish our job.
Job?
Are you wearing a wire? You know why we're here. Don't make me say it.
Say it.
No. Stop being silly.
Slowly down the street, leaning heavily on his tripod-ended walking stick, he paused to pull his tattered overcoat more tightly around his spindly leg. He blew on his fingers, then resumed his painful progress. From the doorway of the boarded-up shop across the street, two young men watched. The local
I'm Oscar. Is there anything else I can do?
The old man reached the entrance to an alleyway that led down past the...
Oscar Wainwright, what a surprise.
Why did you call Dorota slutty?
Oscar, I thought you knew about the pictures.
What pictures?
The ones where she's wearing very little. Does this not mean anything to you?
No? Yeah, they were for me. No?
I'm sorry, Oscar. I really am. This is awful, coming from me too. I don't know much more than that. Please don't take offence. By slutty, I meant... playful. I'm sorry.
Easy to say, harder to live through. I took an overdose enough to kill me 5 times over. I survived because the beast wasn't ready to relinquish its host. At a mental institution, trying to rebuild my life, to find a way to live with the intolerable.
Oscar? What are you doing here?
I want to help.
I know. We've already talked about this. You said you'd get into Bronwyn Castle's room somehow and have a look around.
Why?
To find evidence that ties her into Dorota's murder? Maybe you're not the right man for this job.
I was very, very lucky I was not connected with the police manhunt after the body was found. days, so tonight I'll go looking for trouble. The gates of trying to fight it, so I have to try and keep as much control as I can. And there's been rain, so I can keep the hood up on my parka without looking suspicious on the surveillance camera. More anonymous than the tube and fewer cameras. Pulled up the road beckons, and I lose myself in the dingy side streets. It's late, chucking out time in the pubs when the punters headed. Bedraggled tarts stand in doorways.
Violet told you about Mr. Hedges? Why are you lying to me, Sam? Nobody else knows about Mr. Hedges, and neither do you now. Rain says he was praying in his room, alone. Nobody corroborates. Bromman and Lexi lied about their alibis. I'm thinking what to do about it. Apparently, Lexi used a Ouija board to get Dorota's name. The tarot readers mentioned Birmingham. You're looking into it. There's some talk about a traveller, whatever that is. Oscar's not a suspect. He was playing football last night with lots of witnesses. According to Oscar, Dorota had a wedding dress in her closet, which is strange. Violet says she doesn't remember last night, but I've got that in hand. And finally, you pulled the name Zach Weston from somewhere, saying he's the town photographer? I've never run into him. Still, I guess I'm not in the papers that much. That's it.
Corner than he. From the clatter of the footsteps, there is only one person following me. That is good. I don't know how many the beast could take. Them, and they were young, strong, and used to getting stuck. It was worse the second time. I'd convinced myself so wrong. At least get some clothes together, do a bit of reconnaissance. I couldn't count on being so lucky a second time. It still tore my head apart. I tried to defy the beast a couple of times, but I learned pretty soon that it was futile. I've had to cut myself. Wild lifestyle, a steady girlfriend.
It's 7 o'clock, and here's the latest August update. Chief DuPont of August Police is urging residents to be vigilant tonight following the brutal murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw. Whilst he stresses there is no immediate threat to the community at large, residents should be on the lookout until the killer is in police custody. Miss Shaw was found strangled in her bedroom home last night. Poe, I heard she was found by her mother.
Truly awful. Mother caught me up to all sorts of mischief in my bedroom. Also in the news, emergency services were called to the crossroads at Grange Avenue and Church Street following a collision between two cars. There are no reports of any serious injuries, but you might want to take a different route for now.
Oh no. It's going to be one of those nights, Poe.
Stay with me, doll. I'll keep you safe.
I'm not going anywhere. That's 7 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
Many vehicles for a single slayer. There surely must be others. Cannot believe I am unique amongst all mankind, and if I am, then why?
Sorry, we're closed. Come back tomorrow or make an appointment online. Yes. What do you want? The Shaws. Oh. You mean that girl who got killed? What was her name? Dorothy? I see a lot of faces in my studio, but I'm not good with names. Wait. Dorota? I remember now. For the August Chronicle. She won some sort of award. I remember her cello. It kept reflecting the flash and ruining the shot. No, I went to her house, along with the reporter. It's better with these human interest stories to capture them in a natural habitat. If you asked me to drive there without my sat-nav, no. Friends, yes. I know Violet very well. Violet takes it very well, actually. I like him like that. With a frosty exterior comes a soft, warm center. I'm sorry my analogy wasn't explicit enough for you. Yes, we have sex. No, actually, I've been running a special offer on portraits since she came in for a studio session. Wait there. As you can see, there's photos here. Her on the cello. Now this one's in colour. Beautiful hair. Oh, legs wrapped around. Another one here. Ooh, hang on. Do you see what I see? I think she's just a very attractive girl. That's all. What do you mean? Violet needs to mind her own business. I didn't want to mention them out of respect for the dead. You've heard of boudoir photography. It's all very tasteful. Boudoir photographs are all about leading the eye. and letting the imagination do the work. Most photographers mess it up. It's not supposed to resemble a Victorian whorehouse. Yeah, she didn't say. Her boyfriend, I assume. Would you, like to see them? Okay. As you can see, it's all very artistic. Dorota was a natural. She lit up the front of the camera. Want to see the videos? That's a good one. Oh. Here they are. Oh, not that one. This is the one. Here you go. There's more. This is the stuff. She's, how you say, acting? Here. I'm usually here most nights. I live here, detective. Long story short, I'm divorced. My wife bought the house, my business is all I have left.
I'm not sure, actually. He's maybe a Buddhist?
Hmm.
How did you hear about that? Anyway, it wasn't a date. I was doing a favour for Chief DuPont. Only lasted a few minutes. Are you working with him or not? Look, if you don't want to tell you, then I'm not gonna. No? Who's that? Okay, so this Zach guy was connected to Dorota. Took pictures of her. Were they sleeping together? You can tell me if she was. I don't care. Look, I mean, if you're going around asking all these questions, if you find out anything like that, I want you to tell me. Thanks, Sam. Don't let me mourn if I shouldn't. What? Boudoir photos? She sent some private photos to me by phone. Do you mean them? Yeah, I'll put them in an album for you. No.
Metal and whistle.
Oh.
It was found within a sealed well at St. Augustine's, along with the bones of 17 children.
Oh.
Do we really have to? Is that what he calls it? I'm not sure what we have, Sam, and I'm not sure how much longer we're going to have it. Being with Zach is no paradise, I can tell you. It's like his reproductive genes rule every decision he makes. I just want someone who will hold the door open for me, bring me tea in bed.
Into something else. But...
Sam, look, I can't talk right now. I'm doing phone readings. Gotta pay for a job somehow. Lexi's locked in till 8 too. I can sort you out afterwards, yeah?
To her old ways.
You know what? You are so... Firstly, thank you very much for writing in and speaking to us. I think is that you want to reveal something private about your life.
I met him yesterday, doing the rounds, looking for reading work. Actually, oh no. He did mention the rota. He said there was this girl he was planning to meet up with. Said she was alone every Monday night because her parents go to the cinema. Do you know what that means? It was the rota Shaw. Fine, Sam. Birmingham. Mercury took us to Birmingham. We didn't know what for. We never really know what for. But we turned up. It started with a girl, Ginny. She was South African. I only mention it because that was its thing. Yeah. We didn't know at the time, but in hindsight, it was after South African girls. 3 to be exact. The Traveller wanted 3. You should ask Bronwyn. She's the one that knows about rights. I just know it normally involves 3, and all 3 share a common attribute. I guess you might call them demons, in as much as they can get inside us. They come from other worlds. Some religions talk of demons, but they don't actually exist. Travellers can get inside us and make it look like we're possessed, hence the demons. Yes, disturbingly. It's actually a lot more complicated than that. They choose a reality/universe where they actually evolve to become the person they're possessing. So they jump in a few million years before our timelines intersect. They can't just jump into someone. It takes a few hours for that. They make the decision before they travel, which is why we can catch them. Yes, probably. The tarot doesn't just sat-nav us to normal murders.
Oh, I'm so impressed again, Monroe. You're so observant.
We've got to stop meeting like this. Seriously though, Sam, I'm working. Can't it wait? Just give me to 8, okay?
Dark Night with Poe and Monroe.
The catch.
It's 8 o'clock and time for another August update. Police investigating the death of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw have said there's no evidence to connect her boyfriend to the murder. Chief DuPont's statement was delivered in response to speculation from local residents that it was a crime of passion. Miss Shaw's strangled body was found by her mother around 10 p.m. last night in what the chief is calling a puzzling crime.
I can't believe people are gossiping already, Poe.
It's always the person closest to the victim, isn't that what they say?
But that poor boy. A reminder also that due to the murder, this weekend's Tulip Festival has been postponed. New dates will be announced soon. The weather's getting worse tonight with heavy rain forecast. So if you're heading out, you might want to take a jacket. Or a cab.
Or wear the jacket in the cab. That's 8 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
He hoped it was a mouse or a vole. At least they were...
If you have anything else on Zach Weston, let me know. And I'm all for a good boudoir picture, but who are they for? There's definitely a strong connection between those two then. Well, unless they were for Oscar, I don't know. Unless there's someone else about to come out of the woodwork. That's what he says, but no one can back him up. He's on my radar now. I think you're supposed to tell me that. If he was taking photos of Dorota, maybe he fell for her? And the feeling wasn't mutual. Artists have muses, apparently. Wish I had one. Zach Weston says he was in his studio last night. Rain met Zach already, touting for work. Zach told Rain Dorota would be alone last night. Zach says he's sleeping with Violet, which I doubt. Zach did other photo sessions with Dorota. Boudoir. I wonder what else he's not telling us. Rain still says he was praying in his room, alone. Bronwyn and Lexi lied about being together last night. You're still following up Birmingham. Keep me posted. Yeah, he mentioned the word traveller to me, but he's nothing. Oscar's in the clear. He was playing football last night. He said that Dorota had a wedding dress in her closet. Not many people would know that. That's it. Zach Weston says he was in his studio last night. Rain met Zach already, touting for work. Zach told Rain Dorota would be alone last night. Zach says he's sleeping with Violet, which I doubt. Zach did other photo sessions with Dorota. Boudoir. I wonder what else he's not telling us. Rain still says he was praying in his room, alone. Bronwyn and Lexi lied about being together last night. You're still following up Birmingham. Keep me posted. Yeah, he mentioned the word traveller to me, but he's nothing. Oscar's in the clear. He was playing football last night. He said that Dorota had a wedding dress in her closet. Not many people would know that. That's it.
The kitten's skull was softer than he expected. It caved easily, the thin bones crackling and
Rain. Yes, the Tower Reader. Delightful fella, but I couldn't offer him anything. He asked if he could do readings for my customers while they waited. Can't have that really, it's retail ambush. He offered, but I declined. There's no such thing as fate, detective. If there was, you could stop investigating right now. If you're supposed to find a killer, you will. Why put in the effort?
until Uni stopped pacing and sat grudgingly opposite him, until the blood slowed and started to dry. Finally, he shifted onto his knees, his floppy body barely as big as his palms. He'd need it to clean up later. He held the kitten against it so he wouldn't have to see it, and made his way back to the bedroom. Nola was awake. Not even she could sleep through Uni's wake-up calls. She was sitting up bedside table as soon as Ivan walked in. "I thought I heard something going on," she said, smiling. Uni jumped up on the bed and
Hi, Hi, I'm Chief DuPont.
shakier than usual. "Didn't I mention it?" She hadn't mentioned it. Ivan would have remembered. His eyes, listening to her tearing the kitten's skin. Head between shoes. "No worries," said Ivan. "Anything for you."
Welcome to Poe's Curiosity Shop.